Welcome everyone. Today we are going to take a quick look at Google Jamboard, how to create one, and how to share to your students through Canvas. Let's go ahead and get started.
Okay, let's learn a little bit about Google Jamboard. Like most Google products, if you are logged in with your G Suite account, you can select the 9-square grid and then locate Jamboard. Click on that to launch Jamboard. Alternatively, in your browser, you can type jamboard.google.com and that will also launch Google Jamboard. You can see that I have one open in this tab, so I'm just going to start from right here. The first thing, notice that the title is Untitled Jam, so I'm going to click right there, and I'm going to call this example for September 17th. And then I'm going to click OK. Now you can see that I have several options. It is a very simple interface, but a very powerful tool that you can use with your students. You have the ability right here to zoom in or out, and you also have the ability to change the background. So if you would like lined text or graph paper or a different color background, you can do that. I'll just choose the lined, for example. And you can see that up here I have the ability to add another frame or another page by clicking the right button to add a second page. You can see that right now I have only one page. On the tools below, I have the option to use a pen, and if I click there, I can choose from a a pen first, and then a marker, and then the highlighter, and then the brush, and I can choose various colors. So if I choose the pen and then the blue, I can obviously write so that the text that I'm going to write will show up in blue. Using the eraser, I have the ability to erase, so if I want to erase something, so if I draw another line, for example, and I want to erase that line, I can erase that line using the eraser tool. Below that is the select. I have the ability to choose something by clicking the select, and I can select items that are on my Jamboard. I have a sticky note, so I can type something like "this is a reminder," and again I can choose the color that I would like, and I can click save, and that sticky note will be saved to the board. I can then click cancel or just out in space, and I will be taken back to the Jamboard. And I can move the sticky note around. As you can see right here, I can rotate that if I would like. By pressing the three dots, I can either choose to edit the text that is on there, duplicate the current sticky note, or delete. I also have the ability to add an image, and I can add an image in a number of ways. I can upload a picture from my device. I can do a Google image search. I can search for items on my drive. And I also can choose from my Google Photos. So I'm just going to use a Google image search for an example, and I will type mountain. And I will grab a picture of this mountain right here, and that picture will upload. There we go. And once I have that, I can left click on it, drag it around. I can resize the image. I can select the three dots, and again, I can duplicate it, delete it. If I have multiple pictures, I can choose the order, and I can choose if I want to send this forward or backward. That's not relevant when there's only one picture on the screen. The circle allows me to draw various shapes. So if I want to draw a triangle, I can do that. And similar to the other options, I have the ability to rotate, I have the ability to resize, and I also have the ability to duplicate, delete, or change the order. I have the ability to draw a text box by clicking on the square with a T in the middle of it. So if I click here, I can type a text box. And again, all the options are the same as they have been for the others. I can rotate, I can resize, I can duplicate, I can change the order. So let's take a look at that order for just a moment. So for example, if I want the text to be above or below something, I can do that. So in this case, if I wanted the text to totally disappear, I could obviously delete it, but I could also move the order so that it is in the back, and now obviously it is behind that photo. But if I move the photo, the text is going to appear there again. So that's what the order is. Send to forward or send backward. Send forward or send backward will do for you. And Control Z, as is the case with most operations, will undo something. You can see that I moved the picture there and wanted to undo that. Last, you have your laser pointer. So if you want to point out something and have those trails follow you along, you can do that as well. At any point, you can clear your frame and you can start over. Again, I showed earlier, you can create a new frame. It will be created with a blank background, and you can choose the background that you would like to work with. Once you exit, it's very easy to locate any Jamboard that you have previously created. Again, using the 9-square grid within Google, you can select Jamboard, and from there, you will have the ability to either create a new jam right here or edit any jams that you have previously created. So you can see the one that I just created is right there. If I click on it, I then have the ability to edit that. Why would you want to use Jamboard? Jamboard is a whiteboard, obviously, and you could use that as a teacher to demonstrate to your class, but it's also an interactive whiteboard that you can use to share share with the class and have the entire class interact. So it can be a demonstration tool for you, or it can be an interactive tool for the entire class. And let's put a Greencastle spin on that and share your Jamboard through Canvas so that students can see or edit your Jamboard and provide them that access. So I'm going to click the share button right here, and by default, the option is to give anyone with the link the ability to view. So if you're the teacher and you're using it for demonstration purposes only, you would want to leave that option exactly as it is, and you would want to copy the link. You would want to give students the viewable link. If you want to change that so that students can interact, you want to click the drop down and select editor, and then copy the link. So again, if students are just going to be viewing, you want to make sure that they have viewing access and copy the link. If they're going to be editing, you want to make sure that students have editing access. And whichever way you choose, you can copy the link, and then you're going to navigate to Canvas. You can see that I am currently in a module. Again, we would like to direct all content through modules if possible, and I have this Google demo module set up. I'm going to click the plus button, and then I'm going to select the drop down to add an external URL, and I'm going to paste the URL into the location where the URL goes, and I'm going to type this in name, and I'm going to give it a name called Jamboard Example. And I am going to load in a new tab. You want to choose load in a new tab, because if you don't do that, you're going to get the little smiley face that says it doesn't load. It will load, but that just causes confusion. If you load in a new tab, you won't have that problem. I'm then going to click add item, and I'm going to make sure that is published. So as a student, what am I going to see? I'm going to go to student view, and I am going to then click on modules. And from there, I would see the Jamboard example. I would click on that. I would have to open it in a new window. And then as a student, in this case, I would have the ability to edit this Jamboard. But again, you can use this for students to edit. You can use it for students to view, and they're only viewing what you are putting on the whiteboard. Or you could use it as a tool, as a whiteboarding tool when you are doing something like Google Meet, so you have a way to demonstrate to students. Tons of use for Google Jamboard. I hope you can find a use for it in your daily activities, and I look forward to seeing how it impacts your classroom. If you have any questions, please let me know.